Greetings. We have a lot of intense energy going on with Mars approaching Pluto, very close in a conjunction that will be exact late Tuesday night. We also have, as the moon continues in Taurus today, goes into Taurus at 10:05 a.m. on Sunday, January 25th. We head into that first quarter moon. That is the first decision point of the current moon cycle that began with the Capricorn new moon. And not only all of that, but Neptune goes into not it goes from Pisces into Aries on Monday, and that's January 26th. For the first time, the last time, well, other than last year, because planets move in and out of a sign as they change signs, other than last year, the last time Neptune went into Aries, the god of war. Aries is the sign of action and new beginnings, but also it is martial, right? It is about how we go ahead and get what we want. And that has a lot of different layers of meaning. So I'm going to do my best here to break it down. There's a lot to talk about, a lot going on. But the last time Neptune went into Aries was 1861 and 62, right at the beginning of the US Civil War. So lots of things sort of flying around in our thoughts these days. And so I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro perspective for Sunday, January 26th. And like I said, I'm going to do my best here to try and sum up my thinking. I obviously don't have the whole picture. Nobody has the whole picture of what is happening astrologically or what will happen, but I'm going to give you my perspective. And hopefully that is useful to you. So background, right? The background of the situation we are in the midst of right now, big picture, is this tremendously important shift of Neptune from Pisces into Aries. When a planet is changing signs, before it changes signs, it reaches the final degree of the sign it is leaving. That is called the anaretic degree, also known as 29 degrees of a sign, and all signs have 30 degrees of, right? A 360-degree circle. You divide it by 12 zodiac signs, and each sign has 30 degrees. So when a planet moves through those 30 degrees, it is learning. We are learning as we move through new territory. And when we reach the end of a sign, we have theoretically, used up all of the time that we have to learn the lessons that are here to learn. And so there's that feeling of, okay, whatever I have not gotten yet, whatever lesson I still need to learn, whatever I need to come to terms with, be honest with myself about, or really what is surfacing, what needs reckoning, what needs awareness. So that, and again, it's not like you fail and then you're, no more chances. No, it's more like you get this opportunity to say, okay, I'm leaving. I am leaving this place. I am leaving this energy. So as I leave, what is it I need to get from this experience before I leave? And then you go to the next experience, and the planet goes to the next sign. And as it enters that next sign, we get a new territory to work these same themes out. So it's not like the issues that were there suddenly go away when a planet changes signs. It's just that we're working them out in the context of new territory. And in this case, very significantly, we are going from Pisces into Aries. Neptune is going from Pisces into Aries. So big shift because Neptune stays in a sign for many, many years. takes 164 years to go all the way around the zodiac. So it spends about 15 years in a sign. It varies a little bit. But as Neptune leaves Pisces, and it did, yes, last year, 2025, it went into Aries from late March until late-ish October. So last year we had some of this Neptune in Aries energy, some of the new territory before Neptune retrograded back into Pisces, where again, we are very much doing this 29-degree, like, okay, how can I work with the energy of Pisces to help me understand and process and do my own personal work that I need to do with the energy of Pisces to get the most out of it, right? That's all it's about. It's about getting the most out of the energies when they are with us. And so, to get the most out of Neptune in Pisces, and this is our sort of our last pass, and in fact, Monday the 26th, Neptune does go into Aries. So I've been talking about this, and this final opportunity to work with the Pisces energy is also bringing things to awareness. So, really pushing us, we're feeling that pressure to get clear about what matters to us, what we care about, what our bigger picture values are, what principles we care about most, like big picture, and how that guides our life. It guides how we live our lives, and we have to remember what that big picture is, because not only is Neptune changing signs, but it's leaving it's it's leaving the end of the zodiac to begin the zodiac again. So 0 degrees Aries is the beginning of the entire zodiac, not just the beginning of Aries. Whereas Pisces is the end of the entire zodiac, not just the end of Pisces. So this pressure, this feeling of what do you need to be clear about that matters to you, that matters in your heart, that matters in your life, that bigger picture of guidance that helps you stay clear about what is important. And that allows you then to make decisions, to have that clarity, because you know and can connect with that guidance. And it could be a dream, right? A dream that you have about the future. It could be the way you want the world to look, the way you want, what kind of world you want to live in. And are we not being confronted with that exact question in huge ways right now? So the question is, what kind of world do you want to live in? What is your dream for the future? How do you imagine your life being? And when you imagine, of course, we can imagine the hard things that are hard to imagine. And I won't put images in your mind, but right, of course, we have that reality that our imagination can go into worst case scenarios. But let's notice when that happens, because we have other opportunities available to us. We can also imagine, we have the power to imagine a different future. We have the power to imagine the best case scenario. So this is just imagination, right? So that is in part why it's so important to take care of ourselves, to be clear about who we are, about what matters to us, about what is that bigger picture and what our values are, because that can help us redirect any worst case scenario type of imagination that we might have, and say, well, what if I turned that around? What if I imagined the best case scenario? And so we both are on the table. And I want to just emphasize, we tend to focus on the negative things that are happening, and absolutely that is real. And not okay and all of that stuff. But we also have the opportunity within this to say, let's make what is happening that is not okay, turn that into a force for change, a force for imagining the best case scenario, imagining what our hearts really want. And it's hard to trust, right? You're scared to imagine those bigger picture, like, what do I really want? Because what if it can't happen? What if I'm deluding myself and all of that? So just remember, it's just imagination, right? It's not about what will or won't happen. It's just your own ability to anchor in what helps you stay positive, what helps you take care of yourself, what helps you feel okay, and what helps you not just feel okay, as in, oh, okay, I can rest and relax and everything's going to be okay, but in the sense that it helps you understand where you can make a difference, how you can engage, how you can do what you're good at, how you can focus on goals and long-term planning, as well as building and cultivating the things that matter to you, the community, the connections, the ways that people help one another, the ways of constructing more functional systems that help us to create, if not the best case scenario, at least something that is better than what we have and can continue to improve, right? We have to keep working for what we want. And this, like, final degree of Pisces, Neptune in the final degree of Pisces is really pushing us to say, okay, what are you imagining? What do you want? What do you want? Because when you're clear about what you want, then you can take action that is in alignment with what you want, right? Really simple. So, and then, of course, so Neptune going into Aries is a whole different vibe, but it's not different, right? It's just, we are continuing on this journey. All it means is that we're going to start taking more steps. We're going to start to need to take risks, to find courage, to put our intentions into actions. And that is just the energy. Like, this is not me telling you what you should do. This is how I see the energy as being. Like, the energy is the energy of action. So action specifically that is in alignment with your bigger picture of meaning. So Neptune is the bigger picture of meaning, what you care about, what matters to you, what your heart wants. And Aries is the energy of action. So how you take action to align with your bigger picture of what matters, and allowing what matters to be that beacon, that guiding star, that light that reminds you to keep going. Because some of the best things in history that people have ever achieved have happened after they might have felt like, I don't know if this is ever going to happen. I don't know if this is even possible. But if I keep going, that's all I can do, right? And you keep going, and maybe you're the one. Maybe you and your friends, maybe you and your community, your group, maybe you are the ones to make a difference, to help create a new system, to help foster connections and positive ways of humans being human in the world. All different ways that can happen, right? So looking to your own skills, your own experience, etc. So Aries is about action, courage, and taking risks. Now, the Mars energy, I'm going to come back to that. And by the way, once Neptune goes into Aries, it will be there until 2038. So we're going to have some time to work on to learn our lessons of how we take our bigger picture of meaning and put it into action. So We don't have to get it right away. We just have to try. And then we have to keep trying, right? Keep going forward, keep learning. This is the lessons of Neptune in Aries will be about how we are embodying, how we are being in the world through our actions, through living our lives in the ways that reflect what we really care about, what really matters to us. Bigger picture of, principles and things that are important. And so the Mars energy, Mars conjunct Pluto. And these are intense energies because, again, Mars is the energy that it's aggressive, right? And again, not always a bad thing, right? It's how you use it. So if you think of finding your courage to go and ask for something you want and then getting a positive response, like that is a really wonderful use of Mars energy. It's like I took a risk, I found my courage, I said what I needed to say, and it helped me get something I wanted. So that can be Mars energy. Now, of course, Mars energy can also be, misled or was the lower vibration of expression of Mars energy is something that could potentially involve things that cause harm. So, in all different ways, right? It can be emotional, it can be physical, all of that. So, that potential is certainly there. And how we respond if those things escalate and take place, if we can respond in a way that comes back to our true selves, what we care about, and why, then we are taking that Mars energy, Mars Pluto, and helping to further the lessons of, sometimes this Mars energy is like the energy of things just kind of exploding and pressure has built up and needs an outlet. Not okay though, ever, right? Not okay. And that's my bigger principle, that it is not okay for people to cause harm. And, I won't go down that road, but coming down back to what can we do about it? And where is action and where is courage? And how can we do that in ways that are in alignment with our values? Peaceful, in accordance with caring for one another, in accordance with achieving objectives, right? Having clear goals that are aligned with our dream for the future. And when we have those goals, then we can be strategic about how we take action. And that can be, working together with others and all of that stuff. So but just to try and give you some perspective on this Mars Pluto energy, the Mars Pluto conjunction, again, kind of explosive with those two planets coming together in Aquarius. So Aquarius is unpredictable, right? It's how we get outside of the known. And again, that has positive and negative to it as well, like getting outside of what we what we expect. And when things shake us up in a traumatic or hard way, that it takes time to process that. It takes time to heal. That all takes time because it's something that's happening very suddenly and in unpredictable ways. We can also, though, think of this Mars and Pluto energy in Aquarius as helping us to access clarity about what we're passionate about, right? Where that Plutonian power is and how we're going to use that power. So our own personal power to bring about good, to make change, to help create that dream or that best case scenario that we can imagine. So having that Mars courage to put that Pluto power into action, and Aquarius energy can help us shake off the limitations of the past to step into new thinking, new clarity, new possibilities, and ways of moving forward. So shaking off where we have been limited just by the nature of how society works, that we can also think of this as a time to step into creative thinking, new possibilities, and the beginning of the Saturn Pluto cycle that is beginning with this. Not only is Neptune going into Aries, but Saturn as well, and they have their exact conjunction on February 20th. So as we have that energy of Saturn and Neptune coming together, we will also have that ability to make the dream into reality and to manifest and to create the outcomes we want to see. So this Mars Pluto Aquarius energy can also help us kind of shake off, like, maybe where we haven't seen what was possible in the past, and open our minds to new directions, new avenues of thinking and possibility. So again, with all of these energies, it's kind of intense when we see things and it brings up our fears, but we need to come back to the focus on healing, on, take care of yourself, take the time you need, process, self-care, 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 talk to a friend, don't let yourself be alone, if you need support, and all of that. So keeping on moving forward, though, and remember that we are being asked to imagine the future we want to see, and to become the beings we need to be to create that future. And the ways that you might be changing on the inside are helping you to become the being you need to be to create the future you want, and to participate in that journey of creation together with your fellow human beings, with the people you are here to do this with. So I hope that is helpful. I try really hard in these videos not to reinforce any scary thoughts or ideas. So I'm doing my best, and hopefully this is helpful, but also gives you some context on the bigger picture and the energies. And again, this is my take. This is how I'm thinking about it. And I hope that it is helpful for you. I am doing a series of guest speakers to talk about the upcoming Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So stay tuned for that. Go sign up for a free account at transformationalastrology.com to be notified of all of those guest speakers and what's happening, and how you can partake of these free guest interviews I'm going to be doing. I'm super, super excited. They are all people who have very positive ways of looking at the energy and how to work with it, and useful and constructive. And so I'm really excited to be doing this, and hope to see you there. Transformationalastrology.com. Just go ahead and sign up for a free account there to be notified. Thanks again for being here and for subscribing to this YouTube channel. I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.